Jesus lät mitt hjärta få och en slukan att något och det till världen må och min sande tja mig ta för min nage du och så säll och synd och sorg och i kviton rätt förskruv till hemmerojtis klasterborg till dörd och i himna bu och loj med ta fra synd och sorg och i kviton
Hej tid, så var vi attor. Vi får bjuda til her hjertelig velkommen til dette online møte i Kjeldene i Skalafire. Velkommen her sammen vi okken og okkara bøn Och vån att vi skulle få en löt och samman här till hemma vid hus och sen kan du mottaka och känna att Herren är när, att du kan uppbygga och uppleva att till inre människa blir östen styrst. Och jag kan säga till en liten kundengösnare för att göra att av det allt och det är av nätet någon så kan du östen för in och hemmasöja käldan.fo och här kan du östen för in och få imens tillfälle möter som här var värre klicka din av och så intaka gott uppbyggande tillfälle till din självan. Så det bjöd det till att göra östen framåt eller 18 år. Du kan östen bjöd öron vi till detta möte vi att dela dessa luncher på Facebook eller för in på Instagram och kanske visa av innan att kommer vi till detta möte så vi nu har här i det online. Vi kommer östen att ha i det och sen ett annat möte. Vi får nämligen vidjan ur Singapor. Och du kanske huxar hur kunde vi det göra det och det tar ju nu vi inte kunde få vidjan utanför. Jo, så må vi då framhållande fylja tillmällen som vi har som myndelagen har givet. Vidjanen verur online ur Singapore ösne. Och jag var inte snakka att jag minnas påskastävna för 7 år sedan. Då hade vi nämligen vidjan ur Singapore. Och det var pastor Lea, en lojare i Singapore, som samma man och sönnen är samkomlojare per för en samkom som är det som det stående för 20 år sedan omloj och är en samkomma som teller några tusen i det och är växande, framhållande. Och vi har söjan ta och var här vid jag och för 3 år sedan haft i med samband och fällt vi ösne. Och pastor Lea har en bådskap som hon känner har en laxa av sitt hjärta för att husmässa. Vi kan säga coronatøy. Det jag upplever i ösne i Singapore att det är ösne en trobologi här corona lukar som ösne avskar allt samhället som det ju ösne gör i förjon. Och ösne utra tøy så har hon känt en god laxa i hjärta som ösne hon gärna vill dela vi och hon här i kältene eller vi förra land. Och det håller vi ser spännande och jag kan säga att henne har bådskapar, kjalt om hon pratar enskon, så har vi textat bådskapen av föreskon, så du kan fylja vi och få allt vi av föreskon. Og det jo øsne, det som ligger i tøyde til at det kanskje flere engsttalende, så kan de gjerne være vi i det og få øsne talene vi, samtidig som vi øsne får det av føreskånd. Det ikke så lengt, det en 18 minutter, så det ikke en øyla lengt tale, men øyla aktuell tale for åkken øyla. Og jeg husker at Arjen for å gjøre, så får vi det at be sammen. Her i takk for at vi kunne legge hetta møte til hender herre. Takk at du lover vi åkken alltid herre. Og takk at du også kunne be herre for okkara landi, okkara folkjære. Og det også om okkara myndeløyga herre som har avbjørngar det herre. Vi kunne be om at du gjør og tar om en framhaldande visdom herre. Takk for det som tar en til vujere kunne gjørst der som også er vart okkara land herre. Og vi vil be om at du skal gjøre dem en enda visdom herre til å teka rattar og gåar avgjør herre. Vi be om sikning og vernd om tøyr herre. Lukas vi altså bød okkar helsemyndeløygen herre. Takk at du også be om vernd og verg om teg herre. Det som starves av sjukhusen herre. Takk for at du skal være her. Takk at høymen øysen herre. Her vi be øysen for vinnen i det herre, som kanskje hever avbjørngar herre. Vi be øysen at to øysen skal hjelpe okkar vinneløy herre, djeva visdom og nøye til te herre. For de sjuk herre, be for de gamle herre. Her vi be om at to øysen skal komme vi styrke, komme vi halso herre, til sier som har bruk for de herre. Her vi be øyne for kyrkje og samkomne det herre, som øyne rundt okkar land samlas herre og hente hot herre. Du skal signa herre, kvann og en bådskap som gonger ut herre, og du skal stafeste herre. For vi vil signa øyne herre, Ushel herre. Takk at vi øyne kunne bia for Ushel herre, bia for tøymen som øyne her styrer rå herre, knesset herre. Til da sier vi skulle herre valsikne og bia for Ushel herre, og til bia dem fri inn i Jerusalem herre, inn i vår Ushels grønser herre. Og vi takkar oss vi kunne be her for alle heimen herre, her øyne herre, enda 17 herre, at du skal komme inn herre, vi hjelp og nøy herre, og lukkes vi altså be med 17 herre, og skal dodja i Jesu navn. Amen. Jeg vil øyne døyle et år, for at synder sammen øyne, synder øyne, og til ur testamentet Matteus 18, vers 22, her stender så løys, du her som 2 eller troi saunaie vi navne munnen i midt i mittel torra. Og her hugsi om at vi saunas ikke i de store hølen og kyrkjen og det. Vi saunas i heimen nekvastanes, kanskje anker i bil eller båte. Vi i som små balkon. Men det som så godt å vite det at her som 2 og 3 sauna i, her han midt i middelen. Det vil si, her kan nærvare Guds være sammen vi okkon, og gjøre det godt. Det vil si, vi kan oppleva Herren som kan møte okkon, den himmelske støvun, vi den øyne for ui. Og tog jeg oppmuntra det i støvune, eller her du nu køkjen, at huksa at her Jesus vi. Hans nærvare kan være til steder og fylla øynekontør. Det god mentor til det. Det hans nærvare alla stedens. Og tog jeg sier, åpna ditt hjärsta. Til sinne, tankar, til å mottaka. Jøkken til år som vi boa, den sang som vi sunnkjen, God kan virka vi og isner. Bare vi lærer oss øysene at her var et hjärsta som åpe til å mottaka. Det Herren vil trygg vi er. Det så løs at Gud ikke bunden av at vi skulle være i en bestemt bygning, kyrkje og samkommer. Gud nekst større enn det. Det ikke selv bygningeren som gjør at Herren kan virka. Til gjørst okkara. Til at kyrkja, samkomma, og eklesia og greskon hetta, mest hetta at det de som inni i. Det vil si at det og to som hos Herrens, her han kan dvølja, her han kan komma nær. Og tog det vi kunne øystene møtast, kan man si, heim av hus, og oppleva at han midt i middelen nokon. Han kan øystene være nær om det ønsamadler. Det god helst ikke bunden av tog at du tar han ter helt nær til det ønsamadler. Så bare åpne det hjärsta, mottak, det god til å nekka for det. Det er noen låsen til han sammen, og takk en motor til som han til okken her i det.
Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Friend, and I will sing
And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Hi everybody in Cheltenham Church. I wish I could be there with you in person. Well, in fact, 3 years ago, I was with you in the Faroe Islands and sharing the Word of God with you in your church. That's exactly 3 years ago during the Easter season. But now I can't be with you because of the coronavirus situation. But you know what? Thank God for technology, because with the help of technology, I now can still bring across to you my message. And I know that your church will really thrive in this season under the great leadership of Pastor Paula, Pastor Yesjid, and Pastor Big V. And I know that you have great leaders leading you through these unusual times, through these extraordinary times. And so these extraordinary times means that there are extraordinary things that can happen. And I want to encourage all of you, the virus cannot spread, but the love of Jesus, the good news of Jesus must continue to be contagious. And especially in this season where everybody around us, they need Jesus even more. So extraordinary times means that we can have extraordinary encounters with God. So I pray that my message will really make a difference in your life. And I know that you will really, really be blessed. So stay grounded in the Word of God, stay strong in Jesus, and be blessed. Hey, how is everyone? It's so good to be able to connect with you online. And I know that this is a very, very different Easter season. Usually there'll be crowds of people flocking to the churches, but now the crowds are missing because the world is on a lockdown in a war against the coronavirus. But the good thing is, I know that you are still at home watching online services very faithfully and praying together. So that is really, really good. I want to speak to some of you out there. You are the young people, and I know that you are kind of having a little bit of withdrawal symptoms because you're thinking to yourself, I have not met my large group of friends to hang out for a long time. And you're actually having a little bit of an argument with yourself in your head, and you're going, I need to meet my friends. I won't get sick. I will never get sick. In fact, I will never get sick because I'm so unpopular, even the germs don't like me. Well, if that's what you're thinking, first and foremost, that's good. Let's pray and hope that the germs and the viruses continue to not like you. That's a good thing. But I just want to say to you, all the young people, we love you, and I like you. I actually like you. And there's another group of people out there. I know that let me guess, I think you are probably in your pajamas. Well, that's really cool. You're watching this in your pajamas. I want to thank you for trusting me enough to wear your pajamas and watch this service. So, and then of course, there's another group of people there. You are the multitaskers. You are brilliant people. You see, while your eyes is on your laptop catching this service on your screen, your hand is holding the handphone, texting away, and in the other hand, you have a cup of boba tea. So I know that you're brilliant people. But even brilliant people need to focus, right? So I need you to really focus today because this message is really, really going to bless you. Now, for the rest of you, you're watching with your family or a couple of friends with you. I just want to say hello to all the new friends. Now, the buzz of the Easter season may not be around, but you know what? Easter still holds a very deep meaning for all of us. So the setting may be different, but you know, Christianity is still the same. Christianity is about relationship. It is not religion. And Jesus has not come to give you more rules, more regulations, more rituals, more religion, more restrictions. Jesus wants a relationship with you. And so today I have a great message for you, even as you're gathered at home to watch this. The title of my message is, A House is Not a Home. And today I want to talk about the difference between a house and a home. Now, when I'm talking about a house, I'm usually thinking of where, because we usually ask, where is your house? So a house is a locality, is a place. A house is where. But that is for house. Now, for a home, when I'm talking about a home, I'm thinking of who. A home is a who because we usually ask people who is at home. So a house is just a building. But a home is different. It is who? It is about people, it's about relationships, it's about family. So a home has warmth and love. So home is not where, but who. So sometimes people ask you, they ask, where is your house? And they ask, where is your home? Now, to those two questions, we usually will answer something like this. We say, well, my house is in New York. It's a place in New York, but my home really is in Singapore because the home is where I have my family with me, and the home is where my friends are, and home is where I grew up. And in fact, home is where I retire to and die at the end of my life. So we all know right now that home is family. It's relationships. It's about people. It's about friends. And so right now, you are at home and you're watching this service. You know what? You are not in the house. You are actually in a home watching this service because you have your family with you, because you have a couple of friends with you. And so you got to understand the first thing today is this. House is where, but home is who. And now, in the same way, church is a home. Church is not where, but who as well. So we ask people, where is church? And we will say, oh, our church is Heart of God Church, is at Paya Lebar, a place in Singapore. But some of you out there, you could be saying, oh, my church is in a city in Australia. Some of you saying, oh, my church is in a locality in South America. So where is church? When you ask the question, you're referring to a place. It is a place. But the more important question really is, who are in church? And usually we'll say, oh, church has my friends in it. Church has my family in it. Now you must understand the who is always more important than the where. And that is why even with the coronavirus bringing the world into a lockdown, our church still can go on because we cannot be in a building. We may not be able to be in a place, but that's all right because church is always about the who. You can still catch church in your home because you have the who with you. Your family, a couple of friends, that's church. When they're with you, that's church. So wherever you are right now, this weekend, you are catching this service with your family and friends, you are with the who, and you are the who. Church is not where. More importantly, church is who. Now, the most powerful thing about a church is the big who. It is the person of Jesus Christ. It is the presence of God. In Matthew 18:20, Jesus said this. He says, where 2 or 3 are gathered together as my followers, I am there among them. Isn't that a powerful verse? Jesus' presence, his presence is with us when we gather even as a small group of 2 and 3 in our family or with a couple of friends. See, for us, the place is not that important. The person of Jesus is more important. The presence of God is more important. Again, it is not the where, but it is the who. And so that's why we're still so excited to do church, because church is at home. And guess who is there at home with us? The presence of God. The person of Jesus, the presence of God is still with us while we are at home watching a service like this. You know what? That is a powerful, tremendously powerful assurance for all of us, because this has become a new reality for many churches. People are starting to acknowledge that we are going to meet in homes, because recently in Singapore, the newspaper, the Straits Times, they published an article about churches meeting in homes. And they featured our church, Heart of God Church, because we had been decentralizing in homes for a while now. And that is the power of homes. You know what? We may not have large gatherings in places of worship right now, but a few of us can still come together in our homes, because it is always not about the where. It is about the who. Amen. So when you have your family and your friends, we can still do church at home. Now, we have a saying in our church. We always say this. We say, church is where friends become family and family become friends. And so, for a church like ours, we have many youths that have grown up, who have grown up in this place over the last 2 decades. And right now they are young adults. And this group of young people, they literally grew up together in church. They've seen each other for a long time. And they have a very close, warm history together. So we say that they were friends, but now they have become family. And now for some of us, sometimes for you may have family, but sometimes our family are not our friends. We are closer to our friends than our family. And that is what was happening with some of our church people, right? But you know what they did? They brought their siblings, they brought their parents to church, and then their family used to be really always fighting, and there were a lot of problems at home. But right now, with Jesus in their lives, in their family, their relationships have healed and they have reconciled with each other. Right now, these family members, they have common interests, common vision, common purpose in church. And so we say that now their family has become friends. So church is where friends become family and family become friends. So, your own home is not just a house located at a place. It is about the who, not the where. And in the same way, you have also understood that church is about the relationships. The who is more important than the where. Well, heaven is the same. Heaven is also about who and not where. People love to ask this question all the time. They ask, where is heaven? Is heaven in the sky? Is heaven in an outer space somewhere? Or is heaven in a totally different dimension? Well, you have learned today, right? You've been taught that you always ask who is at home. It is always about people, family, relationships. And then you have also learned to ask who is in church, because again, it is always about the who and not the where. It's about the relationships, the people, and the friends. It is the same for heaven as well. Heaven is not about the where. The right question to ask about heaven is who is in heaven, because heaven is also about relationships. And if you would take a look with me in this interesting verses in the Bible, in John 14, verse 2 and 3, Jesus says this. He says, there is more than enough room in my Father's home. And if this were not so, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? And when everything is ready, I will come and get you, and so that you will always be with me where I am. These are the words of Jesus. What is he saying? Well, Jesus says that there is a lot of room in his Father's home. Heaven is his Father's home. Heaven is the home of God. It is God's home. It is about being with Jesus. So that is why we want to go to heaven, because in heaven, we will be with God. We will be with Jesus. And some of you are wondering, well, who is this Jesus? Who is this God? Jesus is a compassionate God. He is kind and he is loving. And that is your God and my God. And that is why we want to be with him in heaven, because he's kind, he's loving, he's compassionate. We want to be with God in his home in heaven. You see, man will probably never be able to figure out where heaven really is, but it really doesn't matter. What matters is that we understand that heaven is about who. Heaven is about being with God. Why do we want to go to heaven? Well, it is because where God is, I want to be there, because it is always about the who and not where. So now, who else is in heaven? For me, My parents are in heaven. My late parents, they were Christians and they were Jesus followers. And so they had passed away many years ago. And right now they're in heaven. So I want to see them in heaven. In fact, 3 older brothers of mine, they were Jesus followers as well. And right now they are also in heaven together with my parents. So I really want to go to heaven at the end of my life because I want to see my family members again. And so you know what? All of you that are tuning in right now, you have noticed that, all your family and friends, they're always asking you, come to church. They're always asking you, invite Jesus into your life. Well, that's because all your family and friends, they have a relationship with Jesus. They will have an eternal home with Jesus at the end of their lives. And you know what? That's why they keep asking you to come to church, to invite Jesus into your lives, because they want you to be with them. Heaven is about who, not where. And heaven is not heaven without you. They want you with them in heaven. And that is how much your family and your friends love you. And so we know heaven is not about where, but heaven is about who. So friends, who can enter into heaven? Remember, heaven is home. Heaven is God's home. And so as the same for similarly in your case and my case for our homes, we only invite those who have a relationship with us, who know us into our homes. We will never invite strangers in. So in the same manner, if you want to enter into heaven, which is God's home, you need to know God. You need to have a relationship with God. Remember this, I keep saying it. Christianity is not a religion. It is a relationship with Jesus. And so today, will you invite Jesus into your life? Today, now is the opportunity for you to say, Jesus, I want a relationship with you. I know it's not a religion. Jesus, I want to invite you into my life, and I want you to lead me in my life. Now, today, before we wrap up this service, I want to talk to 2 groups of people out there. You come from broken homes. And I know a lot of young people who come from homes that are so broken. You see, you may live in the biggest, nicest house, but you don't have a home. What is the difference between a broken house and a broken home? A broken house is easy to repair, but who can fix a broken home? Well, today I'm here to tell you that Jesus can fix your broken home. And all you have to do is allow him to come into your life and fix your broken heart first. And then from there, as he brings forgiveness into your heart, and then you are healed on the inside, then you can bring love and forgiveness right there into your failed relationships. And so today, if you are there, I want to challenge you, fix your broken home by allowing Jesus to first fix your broken heart. I just want to address the last group of people out there. As I was talking about home, when I mentioned the word home, there was a longing in your heart because you have not been home for some time. And, I have observed something very unique about this coronavirus pandemic. I have noticed that, there are many overseas students. They are all scrambling to get home. They all want to run home. And why is that so? Well, that is because home is where you are safe. Home is where people will protect you and love you and help you. And so everybody is scrambling to get home. And it's the same for tourists. Tourists who are overseas, they could be in Venice, they could be in Paris, and they could be in a place that looks almost like paradise. But the moment trouble hits, the thing that they want to do most is that they always want to run home. They always want to fly home. And so, friends, you could be in a situation, you could be a spiritual tourist where you have been distracted spiritually in the world. Perhaps you've gone out there to experiment, to explore, and you have just enjoyed the pleasures and the pressures of life. And now you are a little weary, you are a little broken, you are a little wounded and hurt. But remember this, Jesus is your home. Church is your home. And so the question you need to ask yourself is, when I am in trouble emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, do I have a home to run to? You know, when you are distressed in this crisis, in this pandemic, you know, I know there are a lot of anxieties regarding in business, in jobs. Come home to Jesus. And if you are discouraged and demoralized, come home to Jesus. If you're bitter, offended, come home to Jesus. And if you've committed something that is sinful and you're ashamed of and that's not moral, well, you got to come home to Jesus. You got to come home to your church. And today, if that is you, you know what? If you have the desire in your heart to come home to church, come home to Jesus, what I want you to do is to call the friends who have invited you to watch this online service, call them, text them, and tell them, I want to come home to Jesus. I want to come home to church. The last thing I want to say is this, for those of you who have made a decision for Jesus today, well, that's the best decision you've ever made in your life. Remember this, heaven is your eternal home. But your church family, they are your spiritual home. So you need to stay in connection with the relationships in your church. Stay connected to the people who are around you, who are godly Christian friends. Stay connected in a church. That's all I have to say to you. You know, for the next 2 or 3 months, I know we may not be able to meet in our buildings, in our places of worship. But guess what? We all learned today, right? You learned today that church is not about where, but it is about who. So stay connected to your church friends. Stay connected to the people. And so live well and be blessed.
Jeg vet at du er velsignet av de år som Pastor Lie har båret fram. Etter vi at det dreier seg ikke om noe som hver bygningen men hver. Og akkurat bøn øysene her det at du skal avgjøre at fylke Jesus. Du tar blod over himmelen tutt heim. Og ikke bare til, men himmelen kan så også oppleve, kan man si, her gjør, sammen med Jesus. At du kan få en andelig familie, kan komme sammen ved ånder, som også har valgt Jesus at fylke. Her vi samlast, og her vi også kunne oppmuntre hver annan, og iblant oss om at bæra hver til øren, og det er just det som ligger ut i at vi velger å fylke Jesus. At vi kunne få en andelig familie her, og det er ikke spørsmål om hver det men hver. Og det er det som innebærer oss i hjemme, at jeg vet at jeg kan komme hjem, og her kan jeg være med sjølven, kjenne oss at jeg kan være oppmuntret og stolet over av mine søsken. Og det er det som hjemme i oss nere, at du kan bli pastor av, at du kan velge å fylke Jesus. Og så kunne vi be for øren, bare be for øren. Og jeg vil si så løs, om du her at du gjerne vil få et samfunn, og kanskje bruk for omkron at hjelpe deg å ta seg vi, å be sammen vi, så er det også velkommen at sette det samband vi omkring samkommet eller kyrkjøn. Du kan også få inn akkurat hjemmesøye. Vi tar også en adresse til teltepost, kjeldan.fo, eller det første av Facebook, hjemmesøyene, og kan klikke det inn her og få samband med omkring av dere. Eller det er omkring du kjenner, som du kanskje trygg vi, at kontakter vi kommande, som også kan hjelpe deg videre av en sammen med Jesus. Det er det som mest tøyende, det er dette at vi kunne fylle honom, få samfunnet vi har, og det er jo samfunnet, relasjonen som Gud vil, tar vi til oss om å få at jeg kan møte honom, fylle honom. Himmelen blir ditt heim, samkommet i kyrkjen kan bli ditt andelige heim, her du får fellesskap, og alt det som her hører til. Så jeg kan huske meg at be en bøn nå øyne 4 her, og en bøn og i ivergjevelse at Jesus kan bli av tøyn herre og frelsere. Skulle be at bøn sammen. Herre, takk deg 4, at vi kunne take imot til herre. Så då sier så at det er så mange som tar imot til herre, tar vi ganske måttler og Guds bøten herre. Herre, tar vi vende oss til tøyn herre og sier takk for det gav hette at du gav et liv for oss, at vi kunne bli bjerget, bli frelst, da vi sier takk, Herre. Så kunne vi oppleve friden kommer inn, Herre. Hette at samfunnet vi til, Herre, vi opprette, Herre, og vi kunne kjenne fellesskapen, Herre. Vi til, Herre, vi kvann annan, Herre. Og du takk deg for at vi kunne gjøre til, Herre, som okkara Herre og frelsere. Og Herre, bare by ut nå, Herre, som vi ser, som sier det høyme til, Herre. Da det nå bare hukses av bøn, Herre, eller kunne si ut, takk, Jesus, Herre. Herre, så kunne vi oppleve når jeg blir opprettet, Herre. Og du bare be om gå i hele andre. Kom bare. Vi er til så nær nå, så løt du, Herre. Herre, let vi komme til å kjenne, Herre, at det er noe som fyller hjertet, Herre. Det er innere mennesker, Herre. Og det er bare til som kan fylle øyne kan tørve, Herre. Og takk deg bare for, Herre, til du gjør det, Herre. Herre, vi ivergjør oss til tøyen, Herre. Herre, du skal øye oss. Du skal være okkar Herre og frelsere. Takk, Herre, du hører okkar bøn, Herre. Og du hører det bøn, Herre, som vi kommer til bøn, Herre. Høyma vi hos, Herre. Eller anker sett under bil, eller hver vi kommer til og høyre disse rødt, Herre. Vi takker til Herre. Amen. Jeg vil si så, Løyus, at vi takker til Herre for at du har vi her i dag, at du valgte å lusta og takke møter, og vi trykker at Gud har det beste for det. At Jesus er han som kan fylle kvann og en tarv. Og vi får etter å være her av nettene og strømme neste vikskifte bare leier det, eller leier kvöld og sånne det. Så takk for at du ville vi, om Herren signer det, og i Jesu navn. Amen.
Tun kærløyde som favner meg, vi gør sko med sko. Vi blev venner, du kjøpte meg, mer og jobbe båre. Gavur god, gavur god, gavur god, du gavur vi meg. Ik tugir nær ötilen og jeg vinner adlar. Fær den en løy, fær synden løy, vi kraft Guds som vørste. Hekta loj, mer valter sår, Gud vil ta minna. Golgata, les kjøpte meg, og i det adlar over.